What if these verses are not just accusing a community of the past, but also gently unveiling the most subtle disease of the spiritual heart today? What if Surah Al-Baqarah 75 to 77 is not pointing fingers outward, but quietly placing a hand on your chest, right where certainty trembles, intention slips, and truth is negotiated with the ego? Stay with every line. Something in you may tighten, warm, or become still, because these verses do not shout. They enter. Verse 75. Do you then hope that they will believe for you, while a group among them used to hear the word of Allah and then distort it after they had understood it while they were knowing? Do you then hope that they will believe for you? This opening question is not pessimism, it is liberation. It gently dismantles a hidden attachment, the need for others to validate truth for us. Spiritually, this verse speaks to the seeker who becomes restless when others do not awaken at the same pace. The Quran here releases you from spiritual anxiety. Faith is not contagious through pressure. Hearts open only when the divine knocks from within. Expectation placed on people creates exhaustion. Expectation placed on Allah creates serenity. When this line enters the body, it loosens the shoulders. The burden of convincing drops. While a group among them used to hear the word of Allah, this phrase draws a sharp inner distinction: exposure versus reception. Many live near sacred words, yet remain far from their effects. In Sufi understanding, hearing the word is not proximity to sound, but closeness to presence. The verse is quietly asking, what happens inside you when divine words pass through your ears? Do they descend into the heart, or merely brush the intellect and leave unchanged? This line invites awareness, not judgment. Awareness itself creates a subtle heat in the chest, the beginning of awakening. Then they altered it. Notice the precision. Alteration comes after hearing. This is not ignorance, it is manipulation. In the inner life, this appears when the ego edits truth to protect comfort. The heart understands one thing, but the mind reframes it into something less demanding. Mystics call this reinterpretation driven by desire. This alteration may not change words, it changes weight. What was meant to transform becomes optional. As this line settles, a slight unease may arise. Not fear, but recognition. After they had understood it, this phrase deepens the gravity. Understanding has already occurred. Light has already entered. The tragedy is not darkness, it is refusal after illumination. In the spiritual path, knowledge is a responsibility. Insight demands alignment. To know and not move is to freeze the soul mid-awakening. This line often lands as a gentle pressure behind the eyes or in the throat, because everyone remembers a truth they once recognized and postponed, while they knew. This final phrase of the verse seals it with silence. No excuses remain. Awareness stands fully present. Mystics say, what you know watches you. This knowingness is not meant to condemn, but to awaken conscience. The verse invites honesty with oneself. Not perfection, but sincerity. When this settles, the breath often slows. The body understands before the mind agrees. Verse 76. And when they meet those who believe, they say, we believe. But when they are alone with one another, they say, do you tell them what Allah has revealed to you, so that they may argue with you before your Lord? Then do you not understand? When they meet those who believe, they say, we believe. Here the Quran exposes a subtle split within the self. Belief becomes situational, expressed when socially beneficial. Spiritually, this reflects a heart that seeks safety and belonging rather than truth. Mystics emphasize oneness of the heart. When belief changes with audience, the inner being fragments. This line gently asks, is your faith something you wear or something you are? The question resonates not as accusation, but as invitation. Authenticity produces calm. Performance produces tension. Many feel this line as a tightening in the stomach, where pretense is stored. But when they are alone with one another, this phrase turns the mirror inward. Alone with one another also means alone with one's ego, habits, and inner dialogue. In solitude, the soul removes its masks. Solitude is the true teacher. Public life reveals manners. Private life reveals reality. This verse asks you to notice who speaks inside you when no one else is listening. As you hear this, a stillness may appear, because solitude is already present in this very moment. They say, "Do you disclose to them what Allah has revealed to you?" This line exposes fear disguised as strategy. Truth becomes something to hide, not honor. Revelation becomes dangerous because it threatens control. Spiritually, this reflects a heart that treats divine insight as leverage rather than trust. Knowledge is a mana, a responsibility. To conceal it for egoic safety is to burden the heart. This phrase often creates a warmth mixed with discomfort, because the soul recognizes the cost of dishonesty, so that they may argue with you before your Lord. Here the fear is fully unveiled. Fear of standing exposed before God. The ego fears accountability because it thrives on ambiguity. But the Sufi understanding reframes this. Standing before Allah is not humiliation. It is clarity. Arguments vanish there. Only states remain. This line encourages preparation now, through sincerity, rather than defense later. Many feel grounded hearing this, feet pressing into the earth, as if being reminded where reality truly stands. Do you not then understand? This is not mockery, it is lament. A soft, sorrowful question addressed to the human tendency to complicate what is simple. Understanding here is not logic, it is alignment. To understand is to let truth reshape you. The verse pauses here, inviting silence. Often listeners feel a gentle stillness, as if the verse itself is waiting. Verse 77. Do they not know that Allah knows what they conceal and what they reveal? This final verse dissolves all hiding places. In Sufi awareness, Allah's knowing is not surveillance, it is nearness. He knows the concealed fear, the hidden intention, the secret hope. Nothing within you is unseen, and therefore nothing within you is unloved beyond mercy. This realization softens resistance. When fully felt, it often produces warmth in the chest or a deep exhale, because the soul longs to stop hiding. Closing reflection. These verses are not history lessons. They are inner diagnostics. They invite you to notice where you hear truth but delay action, where you display faith but negotiate obedience, where you fear exposure more than separation. The Sufi path is not about becoming flawless, it is about becoming whole. When inside and outside align, peace follows naturally. If something shifted in you, if your breath changed, your chest warmed, or silence felt heavier, honor it. Like this video so this quiet reminder reaches another searching soul. Subscribe if you want Quranic verses approached with reverence, depth, and emotional truth, without harshness or extremism. And comment one word describing what you felt while listening. Not what you thought, but what your body noticed. Remain present. The Quran has not finished speaking.